Hey guys, what's going on? So today, before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Ginger Ninja. This is his channel right here. He really just started it to compete with me, but once we break even, like we get even subscribers, we're gonna do some collab videos. He only has 3 videos so far, but he has 25 subscribers already. I highly suggest you check out his channel. You know, he did a diss track on me, he did a giveaway of a sticker and whatnot. I'll be linking his channel in the description below if this thing right here isn't good enough. Alright, now that we have finished this shout out, let's just get right into the video. So this is a story time video about the time that this thing in a book, I found it so funny that I just laughed out loud in church, in the middle of church. But not just any church. I'll give you some context. So basically, at most church, I don't know how many churches they do this at, but they do it at mine. Basically, it's like the Sunday before Christmas. It's about sort of the story of how Jesus was put to death and how he was crucified. And it's kind of the whole story. It's this read through. It's pretty interesting, and now that I'm older, I can actually kind of appreciate things like that. Things that have like historical relevance or what have you. But when I was a kid, obviously, I don't know how many young kids did this, but when I was a young kid, I'd just bring like a book, or like one time, I just like did math in church to keep myself occupied. I don't know why. And then a lot of times I'd just bring a book because I couldn't be bothered. Now I'm older, so I'm not allowed to. I have to actually pay attention, which is, I guess, reasonable. One person there at my church, though, one time was playing Candy Crush. I have no idea who it was. I didn't even see them. My little brother just told me that they were over there playing Candy Crush. So our church is pretty lax. Most of the people there are elderly, but there are also some young kids there. And this is the time when I was one of those young kids. So basically, I don't know if any of you have read the book. It was part of the Creature of My Closet series. And there's this book about, I think it was called Potter. Yeah, it was called Potter Wookie. And it was about like this kid, he had this thing that came out of his magic closet. It was like half Chewbacca, half Harry Potter. And back then, I was a big fan of huge fan of Harry Potter, Star Wars, and dumb jokes. I still like all 3 of those things, but not nearly as much as I did back in the day. But that book, I don't know how well it would hold up if I read it today, because it's like a kid's book. But I enjoyed it back then, so who knows. But so I'm reading it, and there was just this one concept. I'm reading it there in church, and they're doing, I'm pretty sure they were doing that read through where like it had like Jesus dying or whatever. And no one else, particularly old people there, probably didn't know I was reading a book. But there was this one concept I just found so funny that I had to just erupt with laughter in the middle of church. So basically, the kid, he didn't want his brother to steal the Potter Wookie, so he put it inside a beanbag. And his little brother is afraid of beanbags because when he was younger, he saw the film The Blob, and he thought that the beanbag was the blob, so he would get eaten by it. And I just found that concept so funny when I was younger. And I just erupted with laughter in the middle of church, and my mom was like, Tanner, you gotta be quiet. And I'm like, all right. But it's one of those things that's not like, it's funny and that's not. No, that was one of those things where it just kind of got funnier the more I thought about it. So I kept thinking about it. I kept laughing, and the old people there at my church, they were pretty understanding. They're all pretty nice people at my church. So they were all. Although I think there might have been some people who thought I was like a Satanist for laughing at the death of Jesus, even though I wasn't. I was again though, they didn't see that I was reading a book. But most of the people were pretty understanding, but I kept laughing so much that my mom had to she told me to step out into the hallway and just kind of take a deep breath and calm down. And I was out in the hallway for 10 minutes, if my memory serves, because I was just out there laughing at this kid's brother for being scared of a killer beanbag. And it had also this really funny picture of a beanbag eating somebody, and I just thought that was so funny that I had to laugh and kind of basically interrupt church. I'm just glad that I wasn't in a Catholic church or one of the more if I was in a Catholic church in the Middle Ages, I'm guessing that they would just kind of that the Pope himself would come down there and then excommunicate me and then cut my head off with a sword. Now, I'm not saying this is what the Pope would do today, but I'm guessing that's what the Pope would have done during the Middle Ages. So, yeah, that's the story of the time that I just laughed myself to death in church. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Just to let you know, we are I might be getting a job here pretty soon, so I might not upload quite as much. I'll try to still upload, but the fact is, if I have a job, it'll be more difficult. And also, I'm just got a bunch of different stuff, but summer is coming up for me, but I'm getting a summer job, and I'm doing a bunch of volunteer work and stuff during the summer, so I still want to upload for you guys. I'll do it as much as I can, but I'm saying I might not have as many uploads as the beginning of last summer, so just a fair warning. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.